Hello, good afternoon. It's Andrea, aka Chocolate Dimples. Today, I think it's more of a continuation of my last topic. I read a quote that said, "We repeat what we do not repair. We repeat what we do not repair." That, for me, summed up everything. My mother and I had a recent encounter that was pretty hurtful, and it forced me to set new boundaries with her. But as I continue to process and examine what really happened between us, because I wanted to know for a long time, like, why is it that we struggle so much, getting along? Because I don't really have negative thoughts about my mother, despite the fact that she wasn't able to raise me. But I understood, I understood what happened. However, when I look closer at my family's, I guess, pathology, if you will, especially amongst the women, the daughters and the mothers, there is clearly a pattern of behavior. My daughter is what I think the fifth living generation of women. And as I become more and more self aware, I am aware of the habits and the mentality and the mindset that I am transferring down to her. My mother dealt with a lot of abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse. And she transferred the hurt, the pain, the insecurities of those experiences down to me. Her mother dealt with had similar experiences. And I'm not sure, however, I would not be surprised if my great grandmother, who was 98, had similar experiences. She did have her first child very early, so I can only imagine the physical abuse that went down in our family, the emotional abuse, the neglect that they were given to each generation as almost like a birthright. That was what we were given. And now that I am aware of that, I'm able to delete instead of repeating, because my default setting is those behaviors. And I found myself. I had a recent encounter with someone, and I finally got to see what they saw. They saw the pain. They saw the trauma that I thought I had I thought I had addressed, but I didn't. Not fully. And I'm so grateful that I was called out on that, because I have this little person that's looking at me now. It's up to me. Like I said, I'm determined to break these generational curses. I look at my family closely, and I have a better understanding of who I have been because of that transference of energy. And we're all, any of us can easily fall into that trap. Because it's like if your parents, if you have a parent or guardian that was an alcoholic, you have a tendency of gravitating towards alcoholism. If you saw physical abuse in your house, it's not uncommon that you become an abuser or become abused. If you don't override the negative energy that was passed down to you, if you don't override, because that's oftentimes your default setting. If you don't make a conscious decision to override that and create a new thing, change your mentality, your mindset, and environment, whatever you have to do to change that, you will ultimately just repeat it. The things that my mother is repeating now, she hated it. She hated those experiences with her mother. And it's interesting that she's just repeating it. I'm not going to repeat it. I've already pressed delete. I hope that makes sense. If you don't change the things that was the negative things that were taught, that you were taught, you will become them. If you do not delete them, replace them with what you want and who you want to be, you will become the very things that you hated. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. Peace and blessings.